Mom and friends! Today we're going to be making a quick, easy breakfast bread that you can whip up in no time for your family during the week or for when you have company. I hope you join me. Welcome, I'm Janice with Mom Life Cooking, where I create simple and sweet recipes to simplify our lives. Simple being budget friendly, easy to find ingredients, as well as minimal prep and cook or bake time. And we all want simple, quick recipes to get on the table for our family. And sweet, because every dish that's created by Mama has that little extra ingredient of sweetness in it. As always, you'll be able to find the recipe in the description below. And I am a mama, it's quiet, but the noise might pick up. Well, let's go ahead and get started. All right, so as always, I'm gonna go through all the ingredients before we get started. But first, you wanna make sure to preheat your oven to 400. I'm gonna be using a stoneware cookie sheet, but if you don't have one, you could just use a regular cookie sheet and use parchment paper. So first off, we have 1 3/4 cup of regular all-purpose flour and 1/4 cup of brown sugar. We're gonna be using some granola in here. I'm gonna be using Oat and Honey that you just get at Aldi, and it's 1.5 cups of granola, as well as some dried fruit, which is going to be 1/2 cup. 1/4 cup of cranberries I'm using, and then another 1/4 cup of dried pineapple that I lightly chopped up. You could use whatever dried fruit you want or whatever granola that you want. You just want to make sure that it's going to pair up nicely. And then in here we have 1/4 teaspoon of salt and 1.5 teaspoon of baking powder. 1/2 cup of milk. I'm using 2%. You could use skim milk. You can really use whatever milk that you would like. 1/4 cup of vegetable oil. And then we're gonna be using some concentrated orange juice that's been thawed out. And we're gonna use 1/2 cup of that. And then we're gonna add some powdered sugar on the top once it has cooled. And I'm gonna be using my sifter to do that. So if you have one of those, if you don't, you can use a spoon. Simple, like I said, this is quick. It's budget friendly as well, minimal ingredients, and real quick to whip up, you'll see. So first off, I'm gonna mix up the brown sugar and the flour. And I'm gonna also add in my other dry ingredients, the salt and the baking powder. Everything's just gonna go in this one bowl. Next, granola and our dried fruit, all in. And then comes the wet ingredients. So as you can see, that's really mixed up well. So I'm just gonna come over here to my stoneware cookie sheet, and I'm just gonna dump this on here, and we're gonna make it into a circle. As you can see, it's fairly wet. We're gonna make it into an 8-inch circle. And I just guess, y'all, on this 8-inch circle, I'm not really particular. It's gonna spread out in the oven. And we're gonna put this in the oven at 400 for 18 to 23 minutes until it's golden brown on the top. Or you can take a toothpick and stick it in there and make sure that it's not wet. If you're enjoying this recipe so far, give it a thumbs up. And I'm gonna put this in the oven and we'll be back in a few. All right, so our timer has gone off. So I'm gonna get this out of the oven. Buddy, you're okay. I'm gonna let you all see that. And we're gonna let this cool for about 5 to 10 minutes, and then we will sprinkle on our powdered sugar, and that is completely optional. You do not have to use that if you don't want to, and then we'll cut it. I like to cut it into triangles, and we'll put it on a platter. So our bread has cooled, and I'm now going to just add a little bit of the powdered sugar on here, like I talked about before. And now we're gonna cut. And there we have them on a platter.
Yummy and oh so quick.
I hope y'all enjoyed that quick breakfast bread recipe that you can make anytime during the week or for when you have company. And like I said, you can use whatever dried fruit or granola that you would like. Just make sure that it pairs nicely together. And if you haven't, give it a thumbs up and make sure to hit the subscribe button and the bell, especially if you can relate to this mama life of trying to find quick, yummy, and most of the time healthy dishes on the table for your family. Until next time, thanks, bye.